Good morning. The Committee on Parole is called back to order. Today's date is April the 13th. The time is 11:56. My name is Tony Marabell. I'll be acting as chair. Other panel members are Ms. Pearl Wise and Ms. Bonnie Jackson. Our remote location is at Madison Parish Jail. Mr. Mitchell, is there someone else? Is there staff members in the room with you today? You're on mute. If you could unmute or get someone to unmute the microphone.
Okay, you want Mitchell? You want Jabarre Mitchell first?
Yes, ma'am. Who is this?
Ricardo Moreno.
We can do the interview. Who's that? Oh, we have other people. No. Yes, ma'am, we do. We need Mr. Mitchell first because we have some other people on the line to speak.
Okay, we'll get him.
Okay.
Jabarre, come on.
See right there.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Jabarre Mitchell.
How you doing, sir? Good
I'm
evening.
doing very well. Sir, would you give us your full name and your date of birth?
Jabarre Mitchell,
Your DOC number.
497-328.
Great. Is someone there with you from the staff there at Madison?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Lieutenant Klein.
Thank you, Lieutenant Klein. Mr. Mitchell, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information in the record, then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow the participants who've indicated they wish to speak to have their input. Speaking on your behalf today is your brother, Dwayne Mitchell, and your sister, Sierra Mitchell. Also speaking in opposition is Mr. Randall Meyer, the Assistant District Attorney from Jefferson Parish. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Jabarre Mitchell, DOC number 497-328, date of birth, December the 10th of 1985. He's classified as a 6th felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of July the 22nd of 2022. Not eligible for good time. He has a full term date, February the 10th of 2027. He's serving a 7-year sentence on access device fraud, illegal possession of stolen things, unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling where he was adjudicated a habitual offender, contraband, simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling where he was adjudicated a habitual offender, simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling, and possession of a firearm by a felon. Mr. Mitchell, is that basically correct? That information that I just read in?
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Ms. Wise. Would you please answer any questions she had? She'll begin our interview process.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How's it going?
I'm all right. I'm feeling okay this morning. Blessed.
Good. You have quite a interesting history. You're 37 years old today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of those 37 years have you spent in jail?
I started coming to jail after I got out of college. So it's been about, I started coming to jail around when I made 25, around 24, 25.
Mm-hmm. So if you had to guess, how many years of your life have you been in jail, would you guess?
Probably 10.
10 of your 37 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you graduate college?
No, ma'am. I went to 2 colleges. I went to the University of Ole Miss, and I went to ULM, the University of
Right.
Monroe.
Right, I saw that it was from, what is it, 05 to, what was it, 05 to like 07 or something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Um, the records I have indicate that you got a football scholarship to Ole Miss.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
I did, when I went to school, I had my coaches wind up getting fired around 2005. So I transferred, trying to go to another school, trying to get on.
So, you lost the school. So when your coach got fired, you lost your scholarship?
No, I had transferred, they was changing my position. So I had tried to transfer to another college, which was ULM.
So I'm trying to understand, because I'm not a football player, so I'm not
Yes.
understanding. So what I'm hearing you say is they got a new coach, the coach want to use you another way with the scholarship, and you didn't want to be used that way.
Yes, ma'am. And I had transferred to ULM.
Okay, were you on the scholarship at ULM?
No, ma'am.
So you went from a scholarship to a place where you had to pay to go.
No, I had wound up going through financial aid because I couldn't transfer from one SEC school and play. I had to sit out a semester from football, period, to where I could try to go play. Once I left one school, I was ineligible to play until the next year.
Oh, okay. So you were very serious about leaving that scholarship.
No, I was never going to leave it. I was just trying to get on the field and put myself in the best position to where I could try to get on the field and play football.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, so what I'm hearing you saying now that although you left Ole Miss, you were going to have a scholarship at ULM
Yes, ma'am.
later on. Okay, let's see what happened. What happened at ULM?
That's when I wound up leaving ULM, and that's when I didn't go back to school, ma'am.
Yeah, why did you wind up leaving? That is my question.
Well, I had got into it. That's when I first got my first conviction.
That was, was your first conviction. Which one was that? That was
I think it was in 2000, the early 2000s, ma'am.
You don't remember what the conviction was?
Yeah, I think it was the charge that I had got billed on simple burglary, ma'am.
So you in college on a football scholarship and you are committing simple burglary. Help me understand that.
Well, this what happened was around the campus, it was in the early 2000s where I had gotten an altercation with some football players that was on the team, and we wound up getting dismissed. I wasn't the only person that got dismissed out from the school, ma'am.
Oh, so you weren't on the team. You did get dismissed for a what did they call that infraction? What did they call that?
Disciplinary, like it's a disciplinary infraction.
Oh, okay, okay. And that's what I was trying to determine. So when you went out, when you started doing burglaries, you were already off the football team and off the scholarship.
No, I was playing football around that time now.
That's not what you just said.
I couldn't hear you,
That's
ma'am.
not what you just said. You said you had got off the team because of a disciplinary infraction. Then you got the first arrest.
Yeah, I had wound up, it happened while I was in school.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Then the fight was just something else with the pending charge.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a drug problem?
No, ma'am.
You don't use drugs? Have you ever used drugs?
No, ma'am.
Alcohol?
No, ma'am.
What's the point in all these thefts? What was that motivation?
I'm gonna be honest with you. At the time in my life when I was young, I had, material things, being blinded by a lifestyle, being foolish and making bad decisions that I look back at, and I knew it was foolish of me, and I learned since them times that I have children now. And by me having children, I let a lot of people down in my life, including myself. So now I reflect upon that and know that I want my sons to have a better life than me, and I got to teach them not to go down the route that I went down. I have 6 children. I have 3 boys and 3 girls. And since being incarcerated, it has really taught me that I hurt my children and my family more than anything. And I don't want
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. How many mothers? How many mothers for these 6 children?
3, ma'am.
3 mothers, okay. And what age did you first become a father?
18.
So you didn't see it at 18 when you had scholarship opportunity as an opportunity. Now, never mind, I'm just stating that out loud. Your record shows you didn't see it. But your statement today is that you do see it. I was impressed by the faith-based classes that you had an opportunity to take because you're just taking classes that were available to you. What job skills do you have to make a living?
Yeah, I have I know how to weld, ma'am.
You completed a welding class?
No,
You
I
completed
know I weld in I have had jobs where I weld, and I was welding at Callahoola before I came to this jail, before I got transferred.
But you
And
don't have a certificate in welding, you just have the know-how. That's what you're telling me?
no, I don't have I'm certified in, I had took a test when I'm home. You know, you have to take a certified test to be able to get hired on the job. I
Yeah.
had did that for a couple of years.
So you got certified in welding, you got some certifications in welding.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other job skills?
Well, I done had so many jobs over recently. I worked at the Marriott Hotel, a place called Home Industries, where I learned how to weld, which is in Desterham and Harvey, and I know how to read blueprints. So I'm really good with construction work.
Yeah. Okay. So you were in your history, you had you was in TWP 2 times in 06 and 2019. What jobs did you have then? Do you remember? When you was in transitional work program for DOC.
Oh yeah, I had a job at a place called Horizon Lighting. They do light fixtures where you do ballasts, and I learned how to do ballasts and fix them and be able to hook them up and deal with electricity and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was a nice job for me at the time, you know, and I learned a lot from it.
What about the other one in 19? What happened to that one?
I had a job at the Marriott Hotel in a place called PSI where I was welding there.
Oh, okay, okay. And then in 2016, you got that contraband for bringing drugs into Riverbank. What was that all about?
I had was in a situation where they had a routine shakedown where it's you in a 100-man dome, and when they shake you down in a 100-man dome, they put everybody outside. So from my understanding, a cell phone or something like that was found in a pair of shoes. So when that happened, I'm in a position to where I can't handle no more convictions. So I got to put myself in a position to where I don't want to be going to court and trying to fight this. So they gave me 6 months because, you know, my record. And when they conduct these routine shakedowns, they don't know who is in this area or not. They're supposed to bring us and say whose area this is. And I wasn't even in the dorm, I was in the warehouse. So it's just it's a tough situation to be in there. And I wouldn't want nobody to be in it.
Only one that got the write-up for the cell phone, or was everybody in that area got a write-up?
Well, from my understanding, anything that is found in a dorm in a certain area and is around your area, in your vicinity of your area, you can get the write-up.
Okay, I just said that. But what I'm asking, were you the only one in that area that got the write-up for the cell phone?
No, ma'am. Another inmate had got the write-up and was placed in lockdown with me. His name was Kevin Jones.
Oh, okay, okay. Either one of you reached out to the law enforcement community to get your opinion about early release, and the judge is concerned about your residence and your employment plan. So where would you live if you're successful today?
Well, I have I'm going to be living with my mother. I have a car that I purchased from before I come to jail from working. I had a job, and I purchased a decent car, 2019. And my mother has this car to this day. She's been keeping it up. You know, my mama the only one dropped the car. I have a job awaiting me right now from if you look at the my parole packet, I think if y'all got it, his name is Braxton Mickey. He has his own trucking company, and he's gonna pay me $17 an hour and I'm gonna start immediately if I'm paroled.
Okay. Have you had any write-ups during this time?
No, ma'am, I haven't had no write-ups, ma'am.
What do you do every day now?
Well, every day now, I'm at a facility where we don't get to go out too much, so I do Bible study. I try to keep myself occupied with reading books, and I do my Bible study in every, so it helps me out. It keeps me humble. It keeps me to become a better person, because I feel like I didn't have God in my life. So that's why some of the decisions that was made, I think I made them at the time. So that's where I felt like when I don't have God in my life, I know I'm going to fall. So I got to keep it. I got to keep a study Bible, study in the Word.
Have you given any thought to the impact of your criminal behavior on the community and on the victims involved? Have you have any thought about that you can share with us?
Yeah, since coming incarcerated, I it's not just the victims of the things that happened. It's my children, it's my mama, it's my brothers and sisters, and especially the people that are affected in the community, because I heard everybody, well, the decisions that I made. And as I reflect on them, I just, I look at it as it's just an eye opener, because I got to really understand that it's not about me anymore. It's about my children. And I heard their lives. I have children right now that needs me, especially my sons. I have a son that's 12. He's one, two of
Let
one
me
is
stop
11.
there. Let me stop you there because you had those children. You had them a long time. You've had those children a long time when you've been making these decisions. But
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to have heard you say that for the individuals who you burglarized their house, unauthorized entry into their dwellings, possessed stolen things because he was stolen from somebody, that you thought about that individual, not your children, not your family. I'm talking about the harm that your choices did. I want to hear about that. And let's park there for a while.
Yes, ma'am. I learned that anytime that you take something from somebody, you're hurting that person. You're hurting their lives. And people work hard for their property. They work hard, they work their honest jobs. And I see that that's not the way of living. I'm supposed to work hard for whatever I get in life. And I feel it's really hard on me because I'm disappointed in myself. I know I'm better than that, and I know that I should be working for the things that I want in life. Taking from somebody, taking anything that's not mine, don't put me in here until where I'm away from the things that I love. And I know that from hurting these people, I know that it's not worth it. It's not, nothing in life is worth me taking anything from anybody. And I learned that from experiencing just going through what I'm going through right now today.
Because one of the things that you said is I was just stealing because I wanted to have material things. And I'm sure you were the high school football star. Everybody thought that you would be doing good in life. And so they were hoping, so you were still trying to look like that, like you were successful. That's my interpretation and reading your records and even what you said. But you did it at the expense of stealing other people's property. And I really, that's a character flaw that you really got to examine. And I don't hear that. I don't hear that right now.
Well, ma'am, as I sit here today, I really feel the remorse from everybody that I ever took something from, because when I only hurt myself. I hurt my blessings and I hurt them people more than anybody. And every day I wake up is a failure to me. I had a lot going for myself as a youngster, and being able to just look forward to material things showing how blinded I was. I could say I'm sorry, and it's all the reckless behavior. I wish I could take it back, but every day I could just ask God for forgiveness, and hopefully I had to forgive myself first.
Is this the longest time you spent in jail? Are you a sixth offender? Is this the longest time you spent in jail at one time?
Yes, ma'am. I never really, did too much time. This time right here has been the hardest, because
how long you been in jail this time? How long you been in jail this time?
I think about 4 years, going on 4 years, I think.
Okay. Okay. I'm really concerned about you as a young man, but I'll just sit back and listen, see if anybody else have any questions. Now I listen. Thank you for answering my question.
Now we'll hear from your supporters. We'll hear from your brother, Mr. Dwayne Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell? Can you hear us, Mr. Mitchell?
You talking to me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Not you.
Mr. Dwayne Mitchell.
All right. My brother.
At the bottom of my screen, say he's connected. Want to go to.
Okay, well, let's go with your sister, Miss Sierra Mitchell. Ms. Mitchell, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, would you please introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your brother?
My name is Sierra Mitchell. Jabarre is my big brother, and he is also a father. He is truly loved and missed, like so much. He and I have a very close relationship. He's like my best friend. And during incarceration, I came to recognize his growth and maturity as an individual, especially when it comes to accountability. He has grown tremendously spiritually, and I thank God for that. And by doing so, I believe he has acknowledged his sins and repented. I'm very proud of him now as the man he become. I look forward to connecting with him physically as he walks with the spirit and understanding of God's grace. I'm confident that he is ready to come home and be a positive impact, not only now for his family, but for the community as well. He spoke about a lot of things that he planned on doing in return to give back and not take again. I'm not sure if he's having a hard time with his words today, but I know what he's trying to say. But I just ask this honorable board to please grant my brother parole. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mitchell. Can we connect with Mr. Dwayne Mitchell? Mr. Mitchell, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, if you'll introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your brother.
My name's Dwayne Mitchell. I'm the second oldest brother. My brother's always been a kind-hearted person. He's made mistakes. He's owned up to mistakes, not always immediately, but ultimately he has. He's owned up to some mistakes to me that he hadn't in the past. And I think that that's an epiphany he's come to that tells me he's ready to maybe get some things straight that he hadn't had straight before. My brother comes from a large family. He has a large well to draw from to try to keep him on the straight and narrow. We need him to come home sooner rather than later. For us, I won't speak about society at large because he has a family of his own he needs to take care of. He needs to be able to get steady, stable employment, long-term employment, things that may get him on a road that won't lead him back to incarceration. I think he's ready to do that. We miss him, we love him, and he has the things and the tools necessary to stay straight as far as his environment goes. The rest of the choices he has to make, and I think he's ready to make those choices. And that's what I like to say about my brother. So.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mitchell. Well said. Now we'll hear from Mr. Randy Meyer, Assistant DA from the Jefferson Parish. Meyer?
Good afternoon, Randy Meyer, Assistant DA in Jefferson Parish. This is one of those tough ones. Mr. Mitchell obviously is very intelligent and has a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room to grow and be a positive guy in society. But when you look at his history and look at what he's been doing since incarcerated, I don't think it's time for him to be released. He's a 37-year-old with a 6th felony offender. He's had a 17-year criminal history, and that history has gone from theft charges that started getting weapons involved and drugs involved. He, according to the DOC record, he's got a fair prison record with a high risk assessment. Now that's something we rarely see, is a high risk assessment. That's very concerning. It indicates there's an active detainer. I don't know if that detainer is still active or not. The write-up he was talking about for contraband wasn't just a cell phone, it was marijuana. And he pled in Concordia Parish to possession of a gram of marijuana and got a 6-month sentence as a result of that. It suggests to me that there is a need for some substance abuse treatment, and there is a need for additional programming, because you look at the programs that he has completed, and he's only in the Louisiana Risk Management Model Phase 1 during this incarceration. No other programs since he's been incarcerated under this charge. So without additional programs, we would continue to be opposed to his request at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Mr. Mitchell, is there anything you'd like to say in closing before we vote?
Yes, sir. I sit here today as a changed man. I sit here today, knowing that, hearing and reflecting on my record and my life and the decisions I made in the past. And I sit here today and ask that y'all see that I'm a young man that has a life. And I look forward to changing my life. I look forward to not only proving to the board, to myself, to my family, and to the people that care about me. I know that the mistakes I made, they can be overcame. I believe in God. I believe that God can change anybody in life. I believe that Christ can do anything for me, and he can work through me. So every day I wake up with change on my mind, thinking about being better in society, being a better man, being a better father, being a better son. My mama's getting older, and I understand that if I do come back to prison, that I'm looking at more than just a little time. I know the margin for error is not there. I know that I cannot get in trouble at all. So, and every day I have, experienced a certain type of pain in my life. And coming here this time to prison has showed me that I don't want to feel like this, because I really hurt myself. And I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to continue to hurt my children, because they deserve better. So I feel like overall, I need this opportunity to show my children that I'm better, that I love them, and I'm trying to be in their life and not lose out on them. I'm trying to show my family, I'm trying to show this board, the community, that I can be an asset to it. I come up playing football, having a lot of success. I know what it feels like to not have a lot going for myself. And now I know how it feels to be at the bottom. So now I just want an average life. I just want to be able to live life accordingly and be able to work for things I want. I know that I cannot take, because my life is going to be taken behind material things. And my life is worth more than that. My life is worth more than the people that I hurt. And I ask God forgiveness. And one day I look forward to giving back to the people that I hurt. I look back to being able to be a coach in youth football teams, being able to give back to the community in any type of way possible. And I sit here today knowing that y'all have the opportunity to give me a chance at life. So, I ask y'all to put in your hearts to just give me the opportunity to make things right in my life, because this place where I'm in is not for me. I'm not to be locked up like this. And I go through things daily that's hard in here. And it's harder than ever now, because I'm getting older. So, as I get older, I don't add a lot of knowledge and virtue to my life. So I look forward to just moving forward and just keep trying. I'm not gonna never give up on myself, because I'm better than this. And as a child, even to now, I always believed in myself. I just made some bad decisions that I'm gonna overcome. So I just, I ask that y'all just, take into consideration that I'm trying my best, and I'm willing to do anything that y'all need me to do to try to get home to my family. I'm willing to get counseling. I was talking to my brother about that. I was willing to just, I feel like I need counseling. I'm willing to go get it myself, because I can't continue to be in a place like this. It's not good for my life. It's not good for my health. And I'm a better person than this. So I just want to say, I just thank y'all for the opportunity to speak my, my piece and be able to have clarity. And I look forward to just having the opportunity to become a better person.
All right, well said, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is Lieutenant Crane still in the room? We didn't find out about Viper's thing. How you been doing?
Hi, how are you today?
Well, well.
That's good.
Tell us about this young man.
Jabarre Mitchell has shown a lot of remorse since he's been here. He and we've had several conversations on the choices that he made, the career that he lost, and where he is now and where he could be. So he is remorseful for what he's done. And I think he has learned a lesson.
What about write-ups? Have you had any write-ups since he's been there in y'all's files? Any
No,
write-up?
ma'am.
Write-up, all
No,
right.
ma'am. He's not a problem inmate. He's not problematic at all.
All right, thank you, thank you. I recommend executive session to discuss this confidential matters related to this case.
Okay, second. Call the roll, please.
Marabella,
Yes,
Bonnie, yes. Pearl,
Yes,
there's been a motion and approval to go into executive session to discuss matters of a confidential nature. The parole board will be at recess very short for a few minutes. We'll return very shortly with our decision. The Committee on Parole is called back to order. I believe the panel is ready to vote. That was wise.
yes, sir. Mr. Jabarre, when I read your file, I was very concerned about you, and I'm still very concerned about you because a lot of people that we see today, don't come with a high school diploma and a scholarship to Ole Miss. They don't sit before us. You recognize that, but then here you are, 37 years old and a 6th felony offender. So, and like you said, you got both potentials, and I'm concerned about you. But I am inclined to take a chance on you, and I want you to realize that's what I know I'm doing. I'm taking a chance on you. So my vote today is going to be the grant. You have good family support. The comment from Lieutenant Klein, she spent more time with you than I had, so that was impactful for me. What she shared, the institutional staff's support. You do have a low need, but you do have a high tiger, which is concerning. As special conditions, I want you to listen carefully. I want you to get involved in CR, celebrate recovery in your community. If they don't have it, you have to create a CR group and stay with that group the entire period of supervision. That's 2027, or probably less than that. I want you to enroll, as you have suggested, you recognize you need is general counseling. Get with a counselor and stay with that counselor for a period of time that the counselor believes you got everything resolved. Let the counselor write them down to parole and say, he no longer needs my services. That's when the counselor will use it. And like you report weekly probation parole for the first 6 weeks of supervision. I need you to get acclimated to your officer. Your officer is really on your team for you to be successful. And I like what you had suggested about community service, working with youth in sports. I agree with that. 20 hours a week. Let that begin about 3 months after you release. Give you time to get acclimated. 20 hours a month community service. Yeah, not a week. 20 hours a month community service to begin about 3 months after you get released. Get you acclimated to, and I hope you can involve your kids in your community service, and that would be a part of all of y'all giving back. But I'm taking a chance on you now, but I'm only one vote. That's wishes to you.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Jackson.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, I listened very carefully and attentively to what you said. Going into this, I had an opinion, and I'll tell you, kind of changed my mind today. Impressed by the introspection that you've shown, the recognition of what got you into this situation. And basically, I think it all stems from your disappointment in yourself and how you messed up such a great opportunity. And I think you finally gotten to the point where you want to start to make a difference. So I'm going to take a chance on you too. My vote would be to grant with the same conditions and advise. And you've demonstrated maturity and rehabilitation. And you don't let us down, but we want importantly, don't let yourself down.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Mr. Mitchell, I think all three of us came here with a different opinion as to what we might do until we talk to you. Your family support is very good that you have. The comments, Lieutenant, about what you've done while you've been there. In your discussion, we all do. In the executive session, that's what we did. We discussed, what we think is the best thing to do in this case. We struggled with what to do, and we believe we have some conditions that will help you. And we hope that you follow those things very strictly. And if you do, I think you've got, as everyone's pointed out, you've got tremendous potential. You did mess up a good opportunity, but that's not lost. I mean, you talk about getting older, 37 years old, I'm 76. You got a lot of years left to live. So take advantage of it. Get with your family and do these programs as ordered. So 3 votes to grant you parole. Good luck to you.